Hi, and welcome to TV2 Profiles. I'm your host today, Cheyenne Carroll. Well, today we are in downtown Dover, and we are in the studios of Solid Rock Photos. So on one side, I have the owner, Suzanne Trimmer, and then I also have Danielle Stahl. So welcome today, ladies, and thanks so much for having us here at your studio. Yes, it's gorgeous in here. I want to start out with that. Suzanne, tell me a little bit about how Solid Rock Photos got started and how you got this great location in downtown Dover.
Oh, geez, this has been 10 years in the works. Denny and I used to just do recreational photography, and he would do the announcing for sports, and I would just take pictures of the kids playing basketball or whatever. And one thing led into another, where someone asked us to take family pictures and then take pictures of their wedding. And just kind of evolved from there. It's a hobby that we enjoyed doing together, and we were in a ministry, and we wanted to do something that we could do together, because Denny was in men's ministry, I was in women's, and just kind of evolved from there. Then we started in our basement, which quickly realized that was not going to work, and we moved in, renovated our garage, and that didn't work. Well, it did work for the time we needed it. And then we moved to 2nd Street Interiors for a short time, or that building. And then we've been in this location for 6 years. And we just are so thrilled to be involved in a thriving downtown area.
Now, you've said it kind of started as a hobby for you as a couple. Did you notice yourself when you were younger wanting to do photography, or how did you get your start? Were you doing something prior to, and you just picked up a camera one day and decided, hey, I think I want to do this for a living now?
I was working. I was in accounting, not an accountant, but in the accounting area, and just realized once I take pictures, but there's always got to be a person in it. I don't need 500 pictures of a sunset. And I went to school at Kent State and started taking computer tech. And I was going to be a computer programmer. First time I built a website, something clicked, and I wanted to be a photographer. I have no idea how I made that connection, but it just all started there. And we started our business. I was still working full-time. Denny was still working full-time. And this business, I don't want to give my age away, but this business started when I was in my 40s. So, no, there was never I want to be a photographer when I grow up, or I'm an artist, or I always had a little different kind of feel to me, and knew that I wasn't like fit in a mold anywhere, but it just kind of took off from there.
Here you are 10 years later.
10 years later.
Now, Danielle, I'm gonna move over to you now. Tell me, all family here, right? Tell me about that and what it's like and what your relationship is.
My relationship with Suzanne, obviously she's my sister-in-law, Denny's my brother. She's fantastic, he's fantastic, and we joke around, I get fired weekly, kind of a thing, but it has that dynamic of we can be real. We can have those moments of where we break down or where we're crazy excited, and you know how you celebrate those with family. It's really celebrating with family. So, I started full-time with them a year and a half ago, I think. And that's been a huge change and a huge blessing. I'm blessed. I say I'm blessed. Because I love following their vision, and I love being able to help them go further than they ever dreamed they could. If I could help that in just one little inkling, I'm so excited for them. I root for them. So that's kind of that family dynamic too.
And what were you doing before you got into the business? You said full-time a year and a half ago. So what led you into Solid Rock other than being family?
It's kind of unique. I was I was a network specialist at Community Mental Health Care in Dover, and had worked there full-time for 8.5 years. And after I had my second child, decided to stay home. We were having issues with sitters and the cost, and everything just kind of came to a head. And it was that moment, I needed to stay home for a couple years. And that's when they started the studio over at 2nd Street. So they just needed someone like 10 hours a week. I'm like, oh, I could go in and answer the phone. So it started very slowly like that. And has just progressed and progressed and progressed. And they needed some full-time help. So things just clicked and it just worked. So.
And yeah, well, and you seem like a very outgoing person, and this seems like the perfect job for you, and it's fun. You get to meet a lot of different people, I'm guessing.
Yes, every day is different. I really like that. I love computer stuff. That's kind of what my thing is. But I love that every day there's different people coming in, there's kids coming in, and we're just kind of cheerleaders for the youth in general, the youth of this area. We want to be a positive place. We want to be an uplifting place, a safe place where they can come in and feel fantastic about themselves. So we love that part of it. We love investing in kids and families.
And with your computer background, I'm sure you really get to use that here with the editing and different things, adding different colors and the sports stuff. I know the banners, that takes a lot of work.
It does. And I wish I could say I did all that. That's mainly Suzanne and Denny, that take care of all that. I'm more social media, more all the invoice and all the business kind of computer stuff, but we all dabble in that and do a lot of that, but they're the main, editors and stuff. And I like to think that, someday I could do what she does, but I tell everybody Suzanne can do anything. So
Suzanne, I'm sure that really helps you to know that you've got someone here at the studio and you can go wherever, because I know you and Denny, you travel across the world to take photos of weddings and seniors and different things. That has to be so much fun.
It is a blast. And truly, that's where we get our inspiration. We get our inspiration from traveling and learning from the best photographers in the United States and North America. And it's, everywhere, Florida, California, Vegas, Mexico. And so Danielle comes with us on a few, but she can't leave her children. So a lot of times she will be here to man the studio, and work gets done just like normal, every day, full hour week. And we can go. It looks like we're playing, but really we are furthering our education and making connections and, just getting our inspiration that way.
And let's talk about the education side of things, because anyone can take a photo with their iPhone, or with a point and shoot camera, but there's really so much more behind it and so many other things that you have probably learned as you've kind of went along. You can't just take a great photo with an iPhone. You can, but what you guys do, it's so different to me.
We like to say here in our brainstorming meetings, what we do is 30% the camera and the rest 70% is all the other pieces. You can take a great picture, but you have to have the emotion behind it. You have to have the connection with the people and our clients behind it. And that's truly what we strive to do. But like I said before, that when we travel, we're learning from the best. We're learning from the publicized photographers and videographers and fashion gurus of, who we look up to. So really, I had no formal training. I studied at the University of Akron at Kent State. But truly, this is an ongoing learning experience, and you learn something new every day. And that's really where we thrive, and we'll get a little idea, and then it just takes off. Danielle and I will go like, well, we need to go shopping. And shopping is not really just to go shopping. It's to get the ideas and to just let it go. And it's so much fun.
And I'm sure
enjoy it.
Props and things like that, you always need something new, right? It's an excuse to go shopping.
Or we've also lately started stocking our studio with dresses. Just crazy out there dresses. Like we have a pink parachute dress, we have a green, just flowing dress that we had. Both of those were in our fashion show. And it's just so much fun. It just the fabric flows, and you can do crazy hair and avant-garde kind of stuff. I mean, it's a little out there, but it's so much fun. The kids love it. We love it. Because if you strictly just did the everyday, okay, sit in front of the camera, smile, you'd get bored. So we like to mix it up a little bit.
Now let's switch gears here and talk about having a business for 10 years. You were just honored to be the Small Business of the Year from the Tuscarawas County Chamber of Commerce. So that's a huge deal. But what's it like to have a business and still travel? You know, Danielle is here to kind of make sure the operation is running, but the economy sometimes can be so volatile and you just never know what's happening. Do you find that hard to concentrate on, you know, the business operation as well as the product that you're putting out?
Sometimes it's hard. Like our slower times, it's a little hard, but we just totally enjoy being recognized for all the hard work and all the blood, sweat, and tears that we've put into this business. You know, people, you know, watch us on Facebook, social media, and they say, "Oh my gosh, we'd love to have your job," and you know.
Suzanne working till midnight and Denny working till midnight, weeks on end, because you know our hours on the door are 12:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, and what those are walk-in hours. That's people walking on the street, people picking up pictures, you know, so they know that we're here during those times. We're always here between 8 and 9 in the morning, and that's to get work done before we open the doors and before, you know, because there is only 3 of us here. But, you know, Suzanne and Denny, being that they're the only ones who, you know, are doing all of that editing and things like that, you know, they can't do that when people are here or for appointments. So, you know, they spend those hours here at the studio and on weekends, you know, all the time. So there's a lot more that goes into it. But all that hard work pays off. So it makes those trips even a little more sweet, I think.
And it sounds fun, but it also sounds exhausting because you talk about all of the work that goes into it. And then you have to have that energy, you know, to go out with the seniors and take their photos this afternoon or whenever it might be. How do you keep up with it?
Well,
Lots of coffee, right?
that is where the 3 of us together make a totally incredible team. Danielle is our big energizer bunny that always, no matter what is going on in her day, she can just be the most pleasant person when you walk in the door or when she answers the phone. I can be back in the back trying to unmelt down or whatever, you know, of something that happened that day, technical equipment or something. But there's always someone that someone can go to, you know. Danielle will be the main person. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun work, though. Also, like I said, I was in my 40s. My children were grown. I can't imagine trying to do this with little children at home because you can't, as much as we want to be as women, we want to be that superwoman, you can't do it all and do it all well. I don't really believe. Something's going to have to give a little bit. So I wouldn't want to take that away from my kids, you know, if I was raising them.
And as we look around the studio, you have so many photos and you don't see one model twice, honestly. There are so many photos in here of so many kids. How can you go to the grocery store and not see someone? Is that possible?
Actually, we do. I mean, we enjoy it when someone stops us. It's like, hey, no, you know, it's just they're part of our extended family. We don't just take their picture. We are invested in these kids. We want to know what schools they're going to. We want to know the issues they're facing, you know, and if they have a problem, we want to be that open door for them to come to, you know. Danielle and I are moms, and we still have that nurturing spirit. And Denny has a very wonderful nurturing spirit. So we love to communicate with the people that are outside, and that's part of being in the community too.
Well, and let's expand on that. Let's talk about the community a little bit. You see people all the time, I'm sure, but what else do you do in the community besides taking photos of all of these wonderful people? Are you involved in other community organizations and things like that? Danielle, let's start with you.
We just did a huge fashion show down at the Performing Arts Center a few weeks ago, and that was to help raise funds for the Tuscarawas County Arts Council that is getting, you know, back up and going and back and running. We had over 70 kids in that show, and it was a fabulous show. Where we could not just showcase those kids, but, you know, just highlight them. We've heard rave reviews from the parents saying, thank you so much. They felt like $1 million after that show. To us, that's doing our job. We're, making those kids feel wonderful about themselves. But we also had a lot of vendors at that show as well. So I like to think we're kind of a peer-to-peer kind of, networking type business where we want local business to succeed. We want small businesses in this area to succeed. We don't like to think of ourselves just as, Dover, Ohio, and Tuscarawas County. Why not think as big as we can? It doesn't matter if we live in Dover or New York City. Let's do the things to the best of our ability. So we like working with other vendors and other organizations, within the area. But they provided, an awesome landscape to that fashion show as well.
Suzanne, what are your thoughts on that, being involved in the community while also having a small business here?
But we do, community mental health care, Union Hospital. We're just so totally into, helping everyone just be part of our community.
It's more than just having a business here.
Oh, definitely, that's for sure. And we also, we are known as a more expensive photography studio, but we also, we do give things away to people that are in need, and we have our community service that way as well.
It's, when you pay for any product, you pay for what you get, and you get quality here. When you look at all of the beautiful photos and everything, you really do get what you pay for it, to me at least.
Well, we tend to think so, and we do pride ourselves on our work, and we're constantly trying to improve our product, trying to improve ourselves, and trying to improve our service and service to our clients. And we benchmark ourselves on other businesses like, Ritz-Carlton and Tiffany's and things like that. What is the customer service like that they get? And that's what we're trying to put out there. And I can't tell you how many times we have parents come in and say, you have built my child's self-esteem, not just by having good pictures, but by coming in and talking to them. And we ask them about what college they're going to, and just creating a little bit of a bond. I mean, we still have kids that graduated in 2010 coming in when they graduate from college or coming home from college break, stopping in and saying, hey, just wanted to say hi.
So it's that family aesthetic. That's not something that's produced. That's something that's just organic. It's just real. And that's, I think, what a lot of people really like, that we're genuine and we really believe in those kids and we really believe in what we do. We know how much that picture can change so much.
Really means something to them. All right, well, that's going to wrap up our episode for today. Again, I am at Solid Rock Photos. That was Danielle Stahl and also Suzanne Trimmer with me today, talking about their business here in Dover. Again, Solid Rock Photos here for 10 years, hopefully many, many more. So ladies, thank you again for letting me come by. And for TV2 Profiles, I'm Cheyenne Carroll.
As a parent, we always want what's best for our child. In the case of one child, it may be going off to college. In another case, staying home and going to college. And yet, in other cases, it could be going right into the workforce. But how will they have the skills to do that? Buckeye Career Center has been the answer for one of our daughters. She's learning to do things with her hands that are going to be very valuable for her in the workplace. And we're excited we have Buckeye to thank for that.
Adults who return to Buckeye Career Center to continue their education usually have one goal in mind. They want the opportunity for a better job. The fact is, adult education programs at Buckeye Career Center are less expensive and provide greater opportunities for job placement following graduation. It's your future. Get the facts. Buckeye Career Center. We put people to work. Find out more about your future at buckeyecareercenter.org.
Omni Orthopedics comprehensive programs provide early diagnosis and successful treatment for every musculoskeletal problem. With more than 30 years of orthopedic experience, their physicians offer patient-centered treatment for all ages. From evaluation to rehabilitation, Your treatment plan is designed around your needs. Omni Orthopedics specializes in sports medicine, the spine, physical medicine and rehabilitation, foot and ankle, and hand surgery. If pain makes activities like climbing stairs, standing or walking a challenge, turn to the home team at Omni Orthopedics. Their mission is to provide you with the highest quality and most advanced orthopedic services so you can get back in the game. Located in the Oxford Medical Arts Building, Omni offers a full-service facility including digital x-ray and physical therapy. So there's no need to travel when quality care is so close to home. Omni Orthopedics, setting the standard in orthopedic care.
Brilliantly practical scientist Harriet Tuttle's search for a more efficient life concluded with an unorthodox solution. Harriet created 4 more Harriets. Together they were a model of efficiency. However, while identical, they had their own interests and their own retirement plans, each customized with a Raymond James financial advisor, allowing them to enjoy life separately and together. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Hi, and welcome to TV2 Profiles. Again, I'm your host, Cheyenne Carroll. Well, this time around, we are still in downtown Dover, and we are talking with Jill Grove here at the Grove Gift Shop. So welcome today, and thanks for having us come to the shop.
Sure, I'm glad to have you. I hope that we can kind of inform the community on a little bit about what we do here.
Well, let's start with that. We are in the Grove Gift Shop, and you have so many items in here. There's something for everyone, and I'm sure that's something you tell all of your customers because you've got children's stuff and you've got decorations. And what led you to kind of get into this type of a store?
Well, I did decorating and display work in Amish country for a couple of stores, and I just kind of helped here with Second Street Interiors, putting their things together and decorating for them. And one day I came in and they said, we need a gift shop in Dover. And one thing led to another. And I started out in 2 little rooms in this building. And then I moved over. It was the Giggle Patch next door where the winery is now, was in there. And then now I've taken over the bigger part of the store. No bigger, no other moves.
I was going to ask because I'm sure you could expand. I mean, you have so many items in here, and I'm sure it's not enough space, especially at Christmas time when this place is completely decked out.
Right. We kind of move some things out and move things around and bring in all the trees. And we do have a good time with that. Christmas is our favorite time to do, but yet now spring, summer, that's a challenge. So we have a good time with that too. A lot of gift things with the high school 2 blocks away. We try to have things that the kids like, and you can come in here and grab a quick gift, and we bag everything in a gift bag.
Now, Jill, you had mentioned working in Amish country, doing some decorating there. Have you always been into decorating? I know that's something, everyone likes to decorate their home, but I feel like maybe you have a little more of a passion. And it really does look like Amish country here in Dover. You could just walk into a shop and who knows, you're at the Grove. You wouldn't have known that if you would have been blindfolded and brought in.
Right. I don't know how it all started. I had a friend call me to come out there and work because I like to have parties and stuff. And she just offered me a job out there. But then the drive was kind of crazy. So we decided to just come in here. And it's just something I think we've kind of developed. Now, Tiffany, my daughter, does a lot of the decorating now. I feel like I'm kind of brain dead, I guess. I don't know. She puts a lot of things together. But we do have fun with it. We try to think of things that somebody might like that's affordable, not so expensive, and that's kind of the way we go.
Well, and I feel like with your daughter being here as well, you can cover the different generations and the different styles because I'm sure you differ in opinions occasionally, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of times we'll get a box in, and my daughter-in-law works here too, and she'll say, who ordered this? Or, oh, Tiff did that. And then if it sells, then I try to take the credit for it.
Of course. Now, your husband, Willie, we know Willie from JER and the sports that he does, but you also have a few other ventures here in the Tuscarawas County area as well, right?
Right. He has Grove Home Medical, which is on the boulevard. He started it over 30 years ago. I think it's almost 32 years now. He started that in our house, and now it's grown, and he's on the boulevard. And then he announces for you guys, we keep a hand in the Dover sports. And now we have grandkids. Soon he'll be announcing for them, I hope.
Well, and it seems like the whole Grove family is very community oriented, whether it's here at the store or with Willie, on the air or on the boulevard.
Yes, my daughter works at in Philly for a dentist, and yeah, we're just we got stuff going on everywhere. So, and we just try to be involved in the community. Loved over in Philly.
And you do help out with a lot of community events and fundraisers and things like that. We were talking earlier, the toy drive that WJER has. You collect books around Christmas time. What other ways are you involved in the community here in the area?
Well, we do. We carry Vera Bradley purses, so we do kind of do something in October because they always have a breast cancer pattern, and then we donate to that every year through the Vera Bradley Breast Cancer Foundation. And we try to have some kind of an event that month. This year we're going to try to do our Christmas open house. Usually it's like people waiting to get in. So this year we're going to try to do a spring open house in April. And we're kind of excited about that. And we need to come up with some way, though. Anytime we have an event, we try to donate something to help somebody out, whether it's canned food or just anything like that to help our community a little bit.
Sure. Now, do you find it hard to be so involved with the community and also have your two businesses throughout your family? You said your children are grown, so I'm sure it's a little easier now, but is it sometimes difficult to own a small business?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, and you really have to think about just making changes, and what are people going to like? What do they want to? What are the changes with decorating, and even with the purses? What colors are in, and it's a constant, and just hoping that you get what people like, and they want to come in and get something. And one big thing with us, because we're kind of like the gift capital of the world here with Amish country. Our local support is amazing. We'll have people call us, they're on vacation, and they'll see something and they'll call and say, or they'll send me a text, hey, we're going to wait till we get back home to buy this from you. And that is that's like, oh, really?
Right. We always hear about shopping local, but sometimes it is hard, when you can't find specific things. And I think about gifts like this, I like to go to Amish country occasionally and just see what they have, but you can do it right here and support a local business with local money.
Right. We just really appreciate that. And actually, we've been, the Times Reporter Readers Poll, we've been voted twice the best gift shop in the area. And that, I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but it's just been a nice thing for us, and it's just because people support local businesses.
Now, do you see anything else in the future for the Grove family? Any more businesses? You said no more expansions here at the Grove gift shop, but anything planned, for the future?
No, we have a couple things we're kicking around that I can't probably say yet, but Willie's always got something going on. So, not as far as with me. This is good. I want to enjoy my family and my grandkids.
And how often are you here? Do you spend a lot of time here at the shop getting things set up, dealing with customers?
I've really cut back a lot on that just because of having grandchildren now, and they're all in activities. Tiffany, my daughter, works for me on Thursdays and Fridays. I have a really good friend, Lynn Warner, who is a retired school teacher that works on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then my daughter-in-law pretty much takes care of the Vera Bradley. And then if we're doing a big project like getting ready for Christmas or switching the store for spring, the grandkids will come, and our storage is downstairs, so they get all the steps to do. They kind of save mom off from having to do that.
Right. Well, and sometimes I like to kind of end our interview with advice for the next generation. Maybe there's some high school seniors or college students. They want to get into, business operations. Would you suggest that? And any advice for someone that says, well, I want to open a business, but I don't know if I can, or I don't know if it's going to, work out for me. What advice would you give those people?
There is a lot of thought that goes into it. And I feel like we did it right. We started out small. We were just in 2 little rooms in this building. And then we thought, okay, let's expand. We added the Vera Bradley, which takes up a good portion of our store. And then we moved into a little bit bigger area, and now we've taken over this. I would say go for it. Start out small, and if the door's open, walk through it. And that's kind of how it was with us. It just seemed like, okay, we can do this. everything kind of fell into place. And you'll know if you, and I just say try it. Now, don't ask me now. I just turned 60. If I would start it at 60. But yeah, it'll be almost 10 years. And that is saying a lot for staying in business, being a family-owned business for 10 years. That's just crazy.
And I'm sure you've seen so many changes, you know, over the, though it's just 10 years is a long time when you think about the people that have probably passed through the store, how it's changed, expanded, your decorations have changed, and, you know, the economy. When we think of business, we think of the economy as well. So I'm sure there's hard times, but there's also those great times.
Right. There is. And, you know, it's a concern. We just talked about this, Willie and I, just the concern of keeping things fresh and keeping people coming in. And like I said, that is the one thing that we're paying the bills. People are supporting us. And that is huge at this time, because this is a want, this isn't a need in here. And that's just huge for our area.
Okay, well, I think it's a need in the community, Jill, so keep these doors open for a lot longer. Again, we're talking with Jill Grove, and she is the owner here at the Grove Gift Shop in Dover. For TV2 Profiles, I'm Cheyenne Carroll.
I'm John Maselli, and I would like to welcome you to the Sunnyside Store restaurant. Since 1999, we have served over 500,000 meals. We specialize in steak, pasta, and the patron special, ribs. The Sunnyside Store is located at 5495 North Worcester Avenue in Peral. Hours are Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, we open at 9 a.m. for breakfast. For more information or to schedule an event in the banquet room for groups of 40 or smaller, call 330-364-5474. This is John Maselli, inviting you to the Sunnyside Store restaurant.
I'm here every day to review patient care and progress notes and also discuss with the therapist, even after hours, what our goals are for the following day.
Our patients are able to stay within the community, be close to their family and friends, which is a big part of the rehab process.
What you get to see then is the actual progress taking place in a smaller time frame, so it's very visible and very real. It's not just something in the future. You're actually seeing it while it's happening.
Union Hospital, quality care close to home.
WJER and TV2 would like to introduce you to a new website, WJERTV2.com, where you can watch exciting high school football, soccer, and volleyball replays from TV2 Sports on your home computer, smartphone, or tablet. Also watch the latest episodes of TV2's original programming, Sports Talk, The Garden Girl, The Not So Shy Chef, Off the Record, and Medical Minutes, as well as catch up on local community news and search for local businesses. So make sure to check out the new WJERTV2.com community website where everything's local.